What's going on, guys? This is Mr. DeLORIan here. Welcome back to a brand new video. Today what I want to do is break down the trailer for episode 6 of season 10 of The Walking Dead, episode titled Bonds. Now this trailer features probably one of the funniest duos in Walking Dead history, which is Negan and Beta. And also it features Daryl and Carol going on a very risky and dangerous mission, possibly to the Whispers. I don't know. Let's hop right into the trailer. So the trailer begins with Carol putting on her holster and also looking into her cabinet bin, and that cabinet is holding the exact same pistol that Carol did bring to the border meeting to almost kill Alpha. Or not to almost kill Alpha, she went there to kill Alpha, but obviously, Michonne made her miss. And Carol does look pretty distraught here and everything, which is how she's been looking really most this season, and ever since she's been on land away from the ocean in Alexandria. So I can only assume that this does not mean anything good if she's going for the exact same pistol and she does not look too happy and she's holstering up. Next we go outside where Carol is actually almost leaving Alexandria until Daryl comes up behind her, basically asks her where she's going, and Carol does mention that she is going out to look for Negan again, but obviously Daryl's like, oh, can I tag along, obviously because he does not trust her to go out on her own or anything, because obviously he's probably she's gonna either A, try to cross the borders and kill someone, or B, she's gonna get herself hurt, since obviously Carol hasn't been doing good this season. In the next couple of shots we basically get Daryl and Carol kind of looking out off in a field, and Daryl's kind of oh, why are you out here? And obviously Carol's kind of oh, I'm out here just looking for Negan, but then Daryl's like, no, why are you really out here? And then we basically get a shot of tons of walkers out in a field and everything, and Carol basically says, Alpha's horde, that gigantic horde of over 10,000 walkers, we're going to go out and destroy it, which obviously Daryl's probably like, no, you have not seen this horde, it's a lot of walkers, and yep, as we see on the screen, there are a lot of walkers out in the field. But next we transition to the Whisper base where Alpha and Beta are kind of talking over the fact that Negan came to the Whisperer camp in the first place, and they're kind of staring at Negan, who is surrounded by Whispers off in their the Whisperer camp, and Beta's kind of contemplating going to Alpha, saying we can't trust him obviously because I'm pretty sure Negan is giving off trusty vibes to Beta. And then we get kind of a close shot of Negan kind of looking off towards Alpha and Beta. He doesn't really look scared, he kind of more just looks interested and kind of Negan-ish, but then Alpha obviously just says test him, make sure that he's worthy to become part of the Whisperers. And obviously this is gonna kind of piss Beta off, since obviously in some sneak peeks that we have seen everything, which I will break down in future videos, Negan is not making Beta actually exactly the happiest person in the world. Next we transition to night where we see Negan kind of leaning over next to Beta inside a walker / whisper march, and in this shot's kind of weird because you see Negan kind of kind of bent over and everything, and he's kind of slowly bent and walking, and I can only assume that this means that Negan's gonna try to fit in with the Whispers and also try to fit into the lifestyle where they kind of walk with the dead, and he's trying to look like one of the walkers, which is probably gonna be a very funny scene because I'm feeling he's gonna mock them kind of, especially with next to Beta, it's gonna be even funnier. Then right here we get kind of a close-up of Beta and Negan next to each other, which is probably the most badass shot of the entire trailer. But then weirdly enough, we next get a shot of Carol out in the woods or anything at night. She's kind of looking off in the distance, and I can only assume in this episode, telling by the next couple of shots, I think, where we basically get Carol kind of standing staring off into a horde of I think walkers and Whispers, but I can only assume Whispers, mainly because like I said earlier in the trailer, Carol did say we're gonna go and destroy Alpha's herd. That I can only assume that they are kind of spying on the Whispers at the moment, Daryl and Carol in the woods, and they're kind of devising a plan and what can we do to do this and anything, but obviously they can't go out and do too much anything yet again because there's so many Whispers out. But Daryl does mention in kind of a dialogue breakdown or anything, Daryl does mention if we do get caught, everyone's gonna suffer on our side, because obviously if they do get caught, Alpha's gonna A, unleash the horde, B, kill someone or some other people, or C, she's gonna take more land just like she did in I think episode 3. Next we get a shot of kind of Daryl very tensely making sure he's not being seen. I'm assuming in this scene he's going to almost be caught or be caught, mainly because of how tensed up he's looking or everything. I was kind of up against the tree oh my god, I hope I just wasn't seen. But next we get a shot and everything of Daryl against the exact same tree or rock, whatever. We kind of see two, I think, walkers. I'm assuming walkers. They could be Whispers, I think, yet again, because he's so tense. He's obviously really intensely hiding, so I'm assuming it could be Whispers. Then we get kind of a close-up. Yeah, these do look more of walkers than Whispers, but yet again, I could be wrong because you can never really tell. But then next we basically get a shot of Daryl looking behind him. There's a walker behind him. Yeah, it definitely is a walker, but this walker is approaching Daryl, and he does look very scared and sudden to kill it. So I can only assume that this is Daryl spying on the Whispers. A walker comes up behind him, and obviously he has to kill it, or take care of it very quick, because obviously if this walker does go after him and everything, he makes too much noise, and the Whispers will know he's there and everything. It'll basically be all over. Then the next last couple of shots in this trailer, then we probably get the most interesting and honestly like probably the best, or like, you know, probably the most interesting shots of the trailer, you know, besides of course, you know, Negan and Beta. So Eugene's just sitting at, you know, his radios and everything, basically, you know, calling out to people, just going, oh, if anyone's there, then please contact back. And he's kind of just waiting and everything, but then he kind of gets a bit of like, you know, a voice scratching over, you know, the like walkie-talkie, and then he hears, hello, somebody's here, whatever. And he does look very, like, right before the trailer cuts off, I think he does look very, like, you know, he looks like starstruck. He's like, oh my god. And now this is obviously 100% has to be the Commonwealth, which I'm super excited for. Now, if you guys don't know, in the comics, Eugene does meet someone over the, like, you know, the radio or whatever, and it's the exact same person who is Stephanie. Now, I can only assume he's gonna meet the exact same person unless they just choose to, like, you know, change up the name and everything, which I don't feel like would be amazing, but, you know, I feel like they might, or they shouldn't, but, you know, they probably won't. But Eugene probably most likely in the next episode will meet someone over the radio named Stephanie and everything, who is, you know, like, I guess you could say the radio person of the Commonwealth, who I guess is somewhat like Eugene, who is, you know, just like cruising around the radio stations. But yes, that was the end of the episode 6 of season 10 of The Walking Dead trailer for the episode titled Bonds. Now, probably, I'm pretty much excited for every section of this entire, like, you know, episode, that at least from what we've seen so far. You know, Negan and Beta, you know, teaming up and everything, or not, I don't know, I want to say teaming up, but, you know, them, like, kind of interacting, because, like, Brian Hurst, the actor who plays Beta, did say when Negan and, you know, Beta kind of, like, you know, clash, it will be the funniest episode in Walking Dead history, which, you know, I don't think it can be the funniest, because honestly, like, it's kind of like being the best episode, like, you know, The Walking Dead, it always is changing, so I don't feel like it can be the funniest or anything, but I definitely think it will be a very funny episode, and just a very interesting clashing duo, especially with how, like, it most likely will go down like it did in the comics, how Negan just pisses off Beta and Alpha. But I'm also very excited to see, you know, what Carol and Daryl are doing this episode, because obviously they are going to cross into Whisper territories, and it definitely is going to be very intense, especially with them possibly almost being caught or being caught. But I also do feel that Carol is going to come to a sudden realization that, you know, when she's like, oh, we're going to take out their horde, and Daryl's probably going to tell her that there are tens of thousands, you know that, right? But I feel like she's not going to listen, you know, possibly fuck people over, or possibly get caught, or possibly almost have a like really like tense situation. I'm also very excited for, you know, the Eugene meeting Stephanie, or, you know, I do feel like this like section is a cliffhanger. Like, I feel like, you know, Eugene meeting Stephanie or hearing the voice of loudspeaker will definitely be a cliffhanger. I mean, it might not be, they might explore a little bit in this episode, but, you know, I feel like it's more of sort of a cliffhanger point, which would suck yet again, because I do really want to explore this, you know, in this episode and just get into it already. Since, you know, the Commonwealth, while it isn't the best arc in the Walking Dead comics, it definitely is an interesting introduction. But yep, that was the Walking Dead season 10 episode 6 trailer. Make sure to leave down below in the comments what you guys are most excited for to happen in this episode. Is it Negan and Beta? Is it Daryl and Carol's, like, you know, situation? Or is Eugene meeting someone over the walkie-talkie? And yep, that is all from me and everything. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, or leave a review if you guys are listening on iTunes. Yep, I see you guys later. Peace, my amigos, and peace out.